Hey everybody, and welcome to the bait shop. Today we are figuring out a new color, a color that we have never made before over here at Dadfish Tackle, and I'm excited about it. It's all come about because I am headed to Texas here soon, and I was asking about what kind of colors and profiles I need to have with me to fish this lake. And I was told one of the top ones would be a watermelon red magic fluke. And I was like, okay, well, I have made a lot of watermelon red, and I think that we make a pretty cool watermelon red, but I don't think I've ever made a watermelon red magic. If you have not seen watermelon red magic before, it is a watermelon red color, classic watermelon red, with gold flake in it. I was like, all right, we're gonna figure it out, we're gonna make it, we're gonna figure out our ratios, our flake sizes, and we're gonna make it. Recipe-wise today, we are gonna be working with LureWorks Watermelon 101, which is a great watermelon pigment, and then we have to decide on flake. We have this flake that I use a lot. It's a fire red flake from LureWorks. It's a great flake, nothing wrong with it. There it is in the 040. Great flake. And I was like, well, that's cool. It's a good flake, but I think I'm gonna try my hand using this flake. If you can see the changes there, that is blood from Dead On Plastics. So I have got that in an 040 and an 025 here, and we might use that. And then we got to figure out our gold flake. We have a dark gold flake from LureWorks. It's a great looking flake. This is, I believe, 040. It might be 025. No, it's 040. Right there. Yeah, that's 040. So we could use that, or I've got this Midas gold, which has got all those other colors in it from Dead On as well. And we got to figure out what's going to look best, what's going to get us that nice watermelon red magic color. We're going to be running it in a few different molds today, starting with the Epic Bait Molds Jerk, the 5-inch jerk. We're going to run those. And then we also have the Epic Bait Molds 5.4-inch whip wad and the Lizard. We're going to run those as well, and then probably some craws at the end if we have time. Because I think those are all molds this color is going to look really good in, and all molds I could see myself using in Texas. We're also going to run it in a 3-inch and a 2-inch minnow, because I was told drop shots would be a good bait to use as well, that they're going to be hitting the drop shot, and those are great little drop shot rigs to run too. So I'm going to get plastic cooking. I've got 3 cups of Dead On Plastics White Label Swim Bait Jerk Bait blend for the jerk baits right here. Let's get it cooked and figure this color out. Okie dokie. We have already got our 40 drops of Watermelon 101 in the cup. So I'm gonna tilt the camera down and we're gonna start talking flake. One thing I did forget to mention is that watermelon red always has a black flake in it. And I gotta decide on that as well. So let's take a look at the cup. There is our beautiful watermelon green color. Now my recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of black and a 1/4 teaspoon of red. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with an 1/8. We're going to work in increments of an 1/8. The question becomes, do we do something like this Meteor that has the color variation, or do we go with a nice classic black flake? I think we're going to go with this classic black that is square cut, because it's going to pop a little bit more. Going with an 1/8 of that. And then we're going to go in with an 1/8 of 040 blood.
Actually, I'm wondering if I do want to stick with fire for that nice deep red, because we're going to be adding gold and I'm going to end up pulling all those yellow tones out of that. So I think we're going to go with this fire. 8 of that. All right, let's get that mixed in, and then we're going to look at our gold. See, that already looks like a good watermelon red. I personally like it a little bit thicker on the flake, but that is a good watermelon red. Now, I think I just want to go in with the gold. I am going to use the Midas, or try it this first batch. I'm going to go in with equal parts. We're just going to drop in an 8. Alrighty. I instantly know that's too much gold. Probably should have done a 16th. We don't want the gold to be as thick as the other colors. So what I'll probably do for this cup is I'm going to go ahead and heat it back up a little bit. It's cooling. I'll probably do a little bit more red, maybe a 16th more red, and see if we can pull it back from the brink without it being too glitter bombed. Let's give it like 15 seconds. All right, we're back to being fluid again, looking good. Yeah, I think what I want to do is try a 16th of red. Oop, this is blood. This is not the red that I want. And I think we made the right choice sticking with this red. Now, to me, that's still too much glitter. We're going to run it because we've got it here. And then we're going to try a little variation on our next cup. But I'm going to go ahead and run this in some flukes, and then we'll take a look at it.
So here we've got it out of the mold. It's not bad, right? I think that you could go to the store and probably find one that looks like that, or I could put it on the shelf, watermelon red magic, and I would probably sell some. But I'm not happy with it. And so here are my thoughts when I'm looking at it. When I'm looking at that, I don't like the busyness of the glitter. I feel like it's a little over busy, but I don't think it's the amount of glitter. It's that they're all large glitters. There's no dimension to the glitter. They're all 040 or 035. I think that the square cut is technically an 035. It's like, well, I think what I'm going to do is repeat this with the cup that's currently in the microwave. Start with an 8th black and red, and then do like a 16th of 025 Midas for our gold, and maybe get a little bit more dimension and have that gold spread out a little bit better. And that might be the ticket. So we're gonna take these and fish these, but we are gonna see if we can't get the color dialed in so we can put it into production for Dadfish Tackle. Let's get this cup finished cooking off and get our pigment added.
Here we have got our watermelon. I just added the pigment. Gonna get that blended in really well. Okay, so we're gonna start with an 8th of, I still have the wrong red flake here. An 8th of fire red flake. That's the 16th, we want the 8th. And an 8th of black square cut. And then we're going to go in with a 16th of 025 Midas. Just going to start with a 16th. Let's see how that ends up checking out. already like that better. Already like that a lot better. It just needed that dimension of the different sized glitters to really pop. Now the question becomes, do we keep it as it is and run that, or do we bump the red and the black up to a full watermelon red? I think that might be too busy. I think I'm going to keep it where it's at, run these flukes, and if we think that there's not enough glitter, we can go back in our third cup and do the glitter. Let's run it.
Here we go. That is what I was looking for. Dry off one of this here. You can see the difference here. The subtlety, right? There's more subtlety in this bait. You still have the gold. You can still see, even like looking at it, I can still see the color change in the gold as well. But that's a little bit more subtle. I like that a lot. I don't think that it would benefit from more red. I think it would just become too crowded and you would lose the dimension in the bait. So that is what we are going to be moving forward with recipe-wise, which means I've got one more cup of the swim bait jerk bait over here, and we are going to get it cooked up, run it in our 3-inch and 2-inch minnows, and then move on to the creature baits. Let's get it done. Okie dokie, we have got our 2-inch minnows. This is the Epic Bait Molds Crappie Crusher here. See that beautiful watermelon red magic. I mean, it looks great. I don't know that I've ever used this color before, so I'm excited to get some use out of it. There we go, some more. Ooh, we got some air bubbles in that one. Just gonna throw that right back in the cup. Go ahead and check the others on this sprue. That one was the only one. Now, flukes and minnows are done. It is time to move on to some creature baits. Obviously, it is the next day, but we are ready to run those creature baits in Watermelon Red Magic. But first, I need to wipe down my workspace, and that leads me to finally there. The end of a big old roll of paper towels. And I'll show you how big, because we've got another one. So, mark down October 1st as when this paper towel roll ran out. I'm gonna go back to the original video for that paper towel roll giveaway, and I will select the winner and drop them right here. So congratulations, you have won. We will get in touch with you and you'll get a prize pack of Dadfish Tackle stuff. Now, let's wipe down our workstation. We are going to be making a few different styles of creature baits in this. We're going to be doing some little shrimps, little 3-inch shrimps. Shrimp, we call them shrimps. The 5.4-inch Epic Bait Molds Whip Wad. The, I believe, 6-inch Epic Lizard, and then also some crawfish. So I'm going to get those are heating up right there. We're going to get our plastic poured, cooked, and mixed up and run, and then we'll take a look at them. We're ready to demold. I went ahead and shot everything so we can just take a look at it real quick, and then I'm gonna run what's left in the cups to have it. But I want to start with the shrimp. We make a 3-inch shrimp. We call it the Little Shrimp, and I'm very excited about it. It is a killer bass bait. So like this color would be for freshwater. I will put it in our standard worm oil. It'll be a freshwater color. Which way? Yeah. Oh. But let's take a look at them in Watermelon Red Magic. Dude, it looks so good. So these are gonna be great on a small Texas rig, a Ned head, a drop shot, like, so this is a buoyant plastic. You can imagine nose hooking that and letting it out on a drop shot. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you for the request for this color, because this is right. I'm doing something wrong here. There we go. I was putting the mold back together wrong. Yeah, I had a request for this color for this Texas trip, and thank you, because we're gonna add it to the lineup. This is a great color. I think it takes that watermelon red and just pops it up a little bit. Makes it a little funky. Dude, those look so, I'm gonna have to get footage of those in the water so you guys can see them, because they look real good. Moving on. Let's do the lizards next. Yeah, 6.2 inch Epic Bait Molds lizard. There we have it. They didn't want to lay pretty for you all, but that's okay. Check that out. That's a great lizard color. Like, lizards look good in a lot of colors, but especially like greens and natural colors, I feel are really good. And then on the opposite spectrum, hot pink and Junebug are also great lizard colors, but that is a great lizard color. I might run that one again. All right, I'm excited about these. These are the whip wads. These are new for us. Oh, we had good injections on those. We're gonna throw eyes on those. And some 4/0 swim bait hooks and tear them up. Dude, that is awesome. Into the water. Let me go ahead and put my hook slot guard right back in the mold, so I'm ready for that. Check it out. Sweet. Those in there. I'm gonna definitely run at least 1 or 2 more of those. Those are gonna come 3 to a bag. They are 5.4 inches long, so they're a good bit bigger than our paddle tails. They are definitely a little bit heftier, and they're gonna have glued in 3D eyes, hard 3D eyes. So those are gonna come 3 to a bag. This whole batch I will probably take with me to Texas. All right, next, I'm gonna tilt the camera down for this one. Next, we have got our Papa Craw mold. The mold is still very hot, but these should be. Oof. They didn't want to stay in. Oh man, we have got a bad run on this one. Look at that. I don't know what. Now this was the second one shot, so I might have just been shy on plastic. So let's take a look at the other one. So that's a bummer. Okay, I've got an air pocket in this one. Can't hear it, but I can feel it right there. Watch. That one's solid. That one's solid. And that one's solid. So we got 3 on that sprue. Now the color looks great. Like, looks great on the craws. Now let's see, on this one, we got 1 solid one off of that sprue. Two solid ones off of that sprue, and then 2. I definitely, this, looking at it, because I have all of this air bubble, and we have these. That is an issue if I ran out of hot plastic. My plastic probably should have been a little bit hotter. This mold likes really hot plastic shot very quickly. And it's because this is the entry point for the plastic. It has to get all the way through this sprue and down and infill those capsules. So it needs to be hot enough that it can travel that Those molds are hot too, preheated. And you can see on the sprue, this part's fatter, but it thins out. I wish that they had kept the sprue this thick all the way down. This is an angling AI mold, and it makes a great, this is the Ecto Craw, it makes a great big flappy claw craw. But I think if I was gonna recommend to somebody to get this one, I would recommend getting the 3 cavity, as I think you'd have less of this kind of problem. And I consistently have problem with air bubbles in the butts of the craws. I think it's just trying to move too much plastic and the sprue's too thin, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna cook off what I've got, and then we'll look at everything at the end. So I ran a couple other styles in the creature bait. We ran off some of our Mighty Helga Helgramites, and in this batch, I threw in a 32nd of a teaspoon of large gold flake, like 040, and I like it. I might even bump it to a 16th. For our final recipe, because I do like that just additional dimension in the flake. Also ran off some dice. We will string those up with red and maybe black, red and black tentacles. Ran off some dancing worms. Look at that. Beautiful. And some little wiggle worms. And you can see when we ran the flukes at the beginning, we ran them with the large and then we ran them with the small. This is the combination of the two. And I actually really like that, because you get both sizes, sizes of the gold flake create a little bit more dimension. So I might end up doing a 16th of each, but I think it looks great. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. I'm gonna get these on the wall curing so I can get them bagged up and put them in the mail as quickly as possible so they can get to Texas before me, because I'm also going to send some jigs and stuff that I don't think they'll let me take on the plane in my carry-on. So I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making these baits. If you did, please make sure you drop a comment and like the video, and I will catch you all next time.